Hey everybody, welcome to Jason and Heidi's Popular Cruising. We're here in our studio. We have a great trip to talk about today.
Yes, we had the pleasure of sailing on the AmaViola. This is a river ship from AmaWaterways. But first, Jason has some exciting news for our subscribers.
So we actually made it across the 50,000 threshold. So thank you everybody for joining with us.
Thanks you guys, we appreciate your support so much.
Absolutely.
We love making these videos for you and we're glad you like watching them too.
Okay, so the trip that we went on, this is your very first time on AmaWaterways.
It was.
You've been on a river cruise before.
One other river cruise, and I loved it, so I was very excited to try Ama.
And I had already been on AmaWaterways previously, but it was an Adventures by Disney charter cruise.
Super cool.
So that's why I'm wearing my Ratatouille shirt, kind of as an homage to that experience.
The itinerary we sailed was the captivating Rhine, and we sailed from Amsterdam to Basel. So we flew from our hometown of San Diego into Amsterdam, and we have been to Amsterdam before and spent several days there, so we felt really comfortable, so we just hopped on the public transport.
Got some cookies.
Got some famous cookies and some cheese and enjoyed the town before getting on the boat. Can I call it a boat?
You can't call it a boat because it's a river boat.
Okay, it felt weird.
Well, it's okay because we were actually leaving from what was actually the ocean terminal.
True.
Because ocean ships actually leave from here too. And we saw one of the Norwegian ships leaving, and boy howdy, was that quite the juxtaposition.
Yes, quite the size difference for sure.
As you can see here, like my gosh, look at that thing.
We stayed in a category AB Stateroom, and this is the highest level of stateroom just below the suite category, and it was fantastic. It was huge. Do you want to tell us about some of the features? Yeah,
looking at the footage here, it was definitely teddy bear approved, first of all.
For sure.
Teddy bears always join us, and they love the bed. This is one that had a full balcony as well as a French balcony, so we basically had the benefits of both styles.
That was great. Sometimes we would just turn those chairs around at the French balcony and open the window and watch the scenery pass by.
And we love that the bed faced the window as well. So
that's a perk.
Yeah. Now, one thing I have to say is this was an older vessel, so it didn't have our usual USB at every nightstand like we prefer.
It's true, but if you're experienced travelers, you're going to bring your power bank, right? Yes. Yeah. What I really liked about this room was the sheer size of it. It was very spacious. We had room to spread out, room for all of our luggage, because we were doing an extension after this sailing as well. We had a lot packed, and we were very pleased.
Yeah, storage-wise, it was fantastic. We basically had a full-size closet, you know, the vanity desk that was there.
Okay, ladies, I have a tip for you. Either bring your own European plug hair styling tool, or you can ask right when you get on the ship, and they have a limited number of like curling irons and blow dryers available. But I had brought my US plug thing from home, and I plugged it in, and I was too scared to turn it on. I was afraid I was going to start a fire, so don't do it.
And the one thing that we really liked about this one was the bathroom, especially.
Wait, does it have like Maria approval?
I mean, what did you say when you were there?
It's time to do the shower Maria rating. Now, if you remember, a full Maria would be if you could stretch your arms all the way out and spin in a circle. And a no Maria is if you can't move your arms at all and you spin in a circle. So this is like a square shower. It's pretty decent actually. And I'm gonna give it, I mean, it's a little T-Rexy with the arms, but I can set them out a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a quarter Maria.
I have to say, for me, I love a rain shower head, just a deluge of water atop my head.
I hate it.
There's not a lot of hair up there anymore, so it just feels kind of nice and invigorating.
But ladies, you get me, right? Like when it's not hair washing day, when that does not fit into the algebraic equation, and you get in the shower after your husband has used the rain shower head and it's just dripping on you, it's annoying.
Beautiful mind.
I don't know if that happened here. I'm just talking about rain showers in general. One thing I really loved about AmaWaterways was every night before dinner, they had a little happy hour, which they call the sip and sail hour. Yeah, I mean, we've got Superman, we've got Spider-Man, but the real hero in my life is Nibbleman.
Absolutely. That's the real superpower. So let's talk about the dining. We had some great meals on board. What did you think?
I think the food was a big highlight of Ama. I really enjoyed pretty much everything that I ate. I thought they had a really good selection of food.
Handsome restaurant. The only thing was they didn't have many two tops. It was a lot of four tops.
Yeah, but we never had to sit with anybody else. I mean, we love you all, but like sometimes
we just need
sometimes you're just a little peopled out, right? And we like to get through dinner pretty quickly. Like we don't really like to linger generally. So what we would do, here's our little tip, in case you're traveling with two and you're not feeling very people-y, is we would just slip into the dining room like 5 or 10 minutes late, even though they tell you to be there on time. And there was usually a table open, and we would just sit there and enjoy our meal.
Perfect. Welcome to the Captain's Gala Dinner.
And Captain's Gala dinner is actually code for my husband is wearing long pants under the table. I know you can't see it, but it's true.
That's correct. So Heidi pointed out that we seem to be in the group with guys wearing shorts today. I have my jorts on, of course, as usual, and others as well. So our first stop was Dusseldorf, which actually I'd never been to before. I've been to Germany quite a bit, but that was my first time there.
Yeah, and we did the included tour with the ship. It started raining, but we found shelter under some trees.
And even though it was raining, I was still, wearing my usual outfit.
Jorts.
So this is the place that had this really weird but also cool statue.
Oh yeah, it was kind of like a chaotic statue.
Yeah, what was it again?
I think it was to commemorate the founding of the city of Dusseldorf.
Yeah, and it was an unpronounceable name.
Oh, it is a very long German name. You may Google it.
Right, exactly. And one thing I actually really liked about the rainy day, though, is because it empties out the streets and it's just super quiet and
just kind of gives you that atmospheric glow.
Yeah, exactly. So it's cool for photographs. And this had some really interesting classical architecture, but also brutalist architecture, which was quite the juxtaposition. I'm just a sucker for architecture, what can I say? And we walked by several bars and restaurants that were closed, but we did finish up at a place for a drink, which was always a great thing. So I always liked having a local beer, and we went there and had the Dunkel, the local beer, which apparently Dunkel means dark, actually, in German, something like that. So that's actually why it's one of my favorite beers. I love dark beer.
So generally, when we're talking about going on a group tour, I think the pace can be a little slower than we'd prefer, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes we like to veer off and do our own thing.
Right.
So that's maybe my only little quibble with this.
Yeah, it lagged a little.
It lagged a little.
And as much as we loved our balconies, it was always kind of fun to go to the front of the ship and have that bow view.
Yeah, it was the Fresco Terrace.
The Fresco Terrace,
I really liked that. Yeah, there was a bit of seating out there, couches and chairs.
It was nice. It was a little colder at times, but go out there, read a book. It was wonderful. And when we were at the bow, we like to go inside at the observation lounge. Classic place for me to be. I love it. And they brought some local entertainers on board. We had a classical concert. That was really nice.
Yeah, I love a string group, so that was really enjoyable.
Absolutely. And one thing that's cool about this ship is on the sun deck, they have a pool, actually. A heated pool, too.
Yeah, it's a really nice perk of this ship.
And especially going through the Rhine Gorge.
Oh my
was
gosh.
Like just castle after castle after castle.
This was my favorite day. This was so fun, and we had amazing weather. We got really lucky.
When you're sailing on the Rhine, the most beautiful thing is sailing through the Lorelei and the Rhine Gorge. And it's like castle, castle, church, castle, castle.
Speaking of castles, there's one right between us here, between our heads. Just castles everywhere you go. Castle here, castle there, castle, 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 castles.
Everywhere.
Castle, castle, castle.
No, it's so beautiful. This has been such a great morning.
And sailing through the Rhine Gorge is really one of those experiences that everyone needs to have on their bucket list.
Yeah, you got to put this on the bucket list.
Yeah.
This was so fun. This was worth the price of admission here.
I completely agree.
Is it time to talk about Bavarian lunch?
I can always talk about Bavarian lunch.
Oh my gosh, this was my favorite meal on board. This was amazing.
So what do we have here? Man, look at this. We got an appetizer of white sausage and sweet mustard, always.
That was delicious.
And something that's called Rudesheim.
You're real bad at this.
I'm really bad at it. I am German. You never know it. German heritage.
I'm not.
I don't speak German.
I'm not German, and my name is Heidi. Doesn't make any sense.
Would be, but yeah, interesting.
And of course, some classic Black Forest ham and some pretzel rolls.
German sausage salad.
And this was just to start. This wasn't even the entree, which was a giant plate of meat.
We had a German Spätzle, and it was amazing. It was egg drop noodles, which are tasty.
Yes.
Out cheese sauce.
Oh my gosh.
And topped with crispy onions.
This was amazing. Yeah. This was probably the vegetarian option for the meal, but of course we both ordered the German carving station
as
with
well.
The Spätzle for the table.
Exactly. And the carving station consisted of not one, not two, but 3 different meats. It was pork belly, pork knuckle, and pork casseler.
That was one delicious pig.
It was. Absolutely. Thank you, pig. Oh. Dessert.
Bavarian cream. I will never forget this bite of food. I'm not even looking at the menu right now. Yeah. Bavarian cream. It had blueberries on it. It had this little cookie.
Do you remember?
It was so good.
It was really good.
Little dance for you.
Yeah, this day was jam-packed. I mean...
Oh, sorry. Are we filming again?
Yeah.
1 moment, please.
Oh, man.
Ready.
Okay. And this day was jam-packed. After we did the Rhine Gorge in the morning, we also did Rudesheim in the afternoon. Which
you had been there before. I loved it. This was my first time.
Right.
This was one of the highlights of the cruise.
So when we first arrived, we took one of those train shuttle things.
Okay, I have a tip about the train shuttle thing. I got in the back seat that
Yeah.
like faces backwards. I was like, this will be fun. But it cuts in at the sides,
Yeah.
so poor Jason and the guy on the other side
It
were
cuts
like
your knees
really-
off a
it
little.
cuts your knees off.
So don't sit in the back.
Don't sit in the back.
Although
but
it did offer a good view for this video footage.
it did, yeah. And it's a nice ride into town. It's really
Yeah.
not long of a walk. So if you consider yourself a fairly fit person,
Yeah.
just walk, just
Yeah, for
enjoy
real.
it.
And our final stop on the train tour was
The most beautiful winery.
Right.
And Germany is actually known for their white wines,
Yeah.
which is right up my alley.
we tried some reds.
Eh.
Yeah, not so much.
Not so great.
Not just being honest.
Yeah, but the whites were
the whites,
delicious. We
yeah,
were in like
Rieslings.
a wine cave,
Yeah,
which
that
was
was
really
cool.
fun.
And then how does one top a wine tasting?
With a gondola ride?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that would do it. But
with a
not
gondola
a
ride.
gondola like this. kind of
No,
gondola.
no,
It
a
was-
gondola like
yeah,
this.
Yeah, like
yes.
almost like a sky ride or a skyliner like Disney would have.
Exactly. So we broke up
Mhm.
into smaller groups and we met with our tour guide.
And we took the gondola up to the top of the city, and the view up there was amazing because the rain had already passed.
Our tour guide was super knowledgeable and he took us around to a few different statues.
Mhm.
And what we learned was this statue was constructed to commemorate the founding of the German Empire after the Franco-Prussian War.
Hooray, history. Woohoo! So that was just the afternoon. And then we went back, had some time to just relax on board,
Mhm.
and we saw this cool train go by. I remember that. And then we just walked into town and got there a little bit early because we were going at this point to the Mechanical Museum. It was Siegfried's Mechanical Music Cabinet, I believe is the entire name, which was amazing.
Right. That was so fun. That was such a treat. And it's fun when you're on an excursion and you just know everyone's having a blast.
Yeah.
Everyone just really enjoyed this museum.
And it was very Disney-esque, obviously. It's just amazing little like instruments that were, if anything, the smallest ones because we saw the bird cages that were actually inspired Walt Disney and the
For
tiki
the tiki
room.
room, right?
And then we went and saw some of these massive
Just these
room-filling.
huge cabinets that
Unbelievable.
play music,
Yeah.
and these are fascinating.
I love the one that's like 4 violins, like in a
I know,
cylinder.
yeah.
It was so cool.
That one's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
we did a tour there with just other sailors from our cruise.
And the next day we went to your namesake, Heidelberg.
It's not really my namesake.
But it's close.
It's close.
Heidelberg.
It just feels like it has a special place in my heart. So I was
Yeah.
so excited to go here. So we had to take a bit of a bus.
Yeah, it wasn't the most convenient locations. We were actually docked at Ludwigshafen,
Mhm.
which was a bit of a bus drive away.
Mhm.
And the only thing I would say is it kind of limited our time once we actually got to Heidelberg.
Yeah, I felt a little rushed in
Right.
Heidelberg. So we went to the Heidelberg Castle where
Yeah.
Jason and I promptly broke off from the tour group and explored on our own because you had been there before.
yeah.
He wanted to show me the giant wine cask, which is incredible.
Which
That
you
was
don't
so
just
fun.
stand in front of, you walk over. It's just this massive room.
It's
It's
huge.
like unbelievable.
The view from the castle is amazing. So
Mm.
it was really fun. I do feel like we had enough time at the castle.
The castle was enough time, but I think the time we had in town.
Yeah, I
felt
could
a
have
little
spent
rushed. Yeah.
hours in town. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
there's
it's a
so many
cute town.
shops and restaurants there.
Yeah. And not to mention if you're there during Christmas markets, which I will take you back again and we'll
Okay.
do it for that. I promise.
Pinky promise.
Pinky promise.
Thank you.
There it is. All right. We
Yeah.
started at
Oh,
the
that's
cafe,
right.
And it was
Yes.
this really cool, like cinema themed. How did you even find this one? We just
Vibes.
wandered.
I found it with vibes. You know when you're
yeah.
in a foreign country
Yeah.
and you're like, I don't really know where I want to go eat, and then you find the right vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what happened.
And the menu was like actually in an old DVD case. It
Yeah.
was the coolest
It's like
little thing.
retro. It's
Yeah.
so random. but it
Inside was like themed to Back to the Future. I'm like,
Yeah.
I was all about it. It was
Yeah.
so cool.
You know, Heidelberg is just a town where you want to grab a table outside of a restaurant. We found a place to sit down, get yourself a beverage. Cheers, I'm enjoying a local Riesling, and Jason's enjoying the local beer. So good, right? And a nibble. I ordered what I think is a pizza. I don't really know. Are you really in Europe if you don't just order something random off the menu and see what comes? So cheers. And just sit and chat with your friends and waste the day away. So we had dinner with a younger couple on board one night, and this was their first river cruise. And as you know, like river cruising tends to attract an older crowd. So it's fun to see younger people on board because this is such a great way to see Europe.
Yeah.
But they were talking about how some of the tours we went on, and I think this one in Strasbourg especially, it was like she would walk us by and she'd be like, "This is an amazing bakery," and we're like, and then just like we keep going.
They would tease you and be like, just kidding.
Yeah, it would have been nice if it was like, "This is an amazing bakery, and here's a tray of just a little nibble for you to have."
Right. So maybe a tip we could actually offer is just if you feel so inclined to break away from the tour, feel free to. I mean, might as well, right?
Yeah, I think we're both just such people pleasers that we're like, we don't want to make the tour guide like feel
bad.
bad.
We don't want that awkward moment of be like, sorry, bye.
But this is your vacation.
Yeah,
so
seriously.
I think there's nothing wrong with starting the tour and just being like, hey, we really like to wander off into different places. So if we see a place we want to stop, is there a place we can meet you later? Or how is this tour structured? I think it's totally fine to ask those questions.
And once we got to the church, this was an amazing church.
I love a cathedral. We both love stained glass.
Look at this thing. Like, man.
That's incredible. We don't have anything like this in the U.S.
No.
Oh, and this is the cathedral that had that like astronomical clock,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Look at that thing.
There it is.
Look, there it is, folks. We did have a afternoon all to ourselves, including lunchtime.
Oh my gosh, do you remember your plate of meat?
Well, okay, first of all, we should say Strasbourg is like French and German inspired because history has gone back and forth, back and forth.
Yes.
It's been Germany, it's been France, it's been Germany, it's been France.
Exactly, yes.
And the food is like a blending of those things and like the heartiness of German food and
it's perfection. So I have a friend
French.
who lives in Germany. Her husband is military, and she told me, you have to try the tarte flambe. Tamara, thank you so much. I'm so glad I did. Oh my gosh, it's like this thin crust pizza and ham and onion, and it's so delicious.
So I always love the river walks when you're on a river cruise because it's just a fascinating process. But there's almost like a miniature version in the middle of the town for like barges that were going by. It was really cute. And speaking of big locks, this is one of those moments where all the guys basically come together and have a moment at the front of the ship.
They got to kick the tires, make sure everything is operational and happening as it should.
Right. And of course, after a long period of time has gone by, sped up here, we have now made it to the top of the lock. Okay, and the last day we went to Breisach.
Yeah, we were over tours at this point.
This day we actually wandered on our own and went actually across the border.
So this is one of those situations on a river cruise where you're actually going from one country to the other. We docked in France, and our destination is Breisach, Germany, behind us across the bridge. So that's where we're going to head now. Literally crossing into another country as we speak. Let's all go to Germany. Let's all go to Germany. So here we are from France to Germany. As easy as that.
We stopped and got a coffee and a pastry, which is just a theme in our lives. And then we saw a church on the top of a hill.
Yeah.
So we walked up it, and it was pretty steep and windy. Yeah, it was a bit of a hike.
Yeah, but worth it for sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, this couple over here, remember they had like walking sticks?
Oh yeah, they were hardcore.
We did it without walking sticks.
I did it in flip-flops on cobblestones.
We're just saying.
Not advisable.
And the view from the church was amazing. I really liked this kind of area that was in the bottom of it. It looked like kind of like storage, honestly, of all these old like artifacts and things. Looked like something in Indiana Jones, so I love that.
Totally. And we did go inside this church, but they requested no filming and no photographs, so we complied.
Right.
And then in the evening, we did the chef's table restaurant, and we could not be antisocial because you share a table with people, but we ended up sharing the table with that nice young couple that I mentioned earlier.
And even though this is kind of a specialty restaurant, it's actually included. You just have to make a reservation.
Yes. It was a delicious meal, and even though it was 7 courses, it didn't drag on for hours and hours and hours. So this is a great experience to book while you're on board.
Oh, and by the way, after we went on this cruise, we've since discovered that there's some news from AmaWaterways, which we're also very excited about.
Yes.
After this trip, we went to Switzerland.
We did.
And you put together this amazing trip where we were actually staying at the Mandarin Oriental.
In Lucerne.
Which neither of us had ever stayed at that brand before. We're
sold.
Fans.
Oh my gosh, Mandarin Oriental. Yeah. Amazing.
And the AmaWaterways news happens to be that they are now partnering with Mandarin Oriental for
it's a good choice.
Post extension.
Good choice, AmaWaterways.
Yes, well done. Well done.
Okay, so wrapping it up, we really enjoyed this. I think the Rhine River cruise is something everyone needs to experience. Be looking for cities like Strasbourg and Rudesheim. Those were probably the highlights for us, I would say.
Well, Heidelberg.
Oh, sorry, Heidelberg. I forgot. So those would be good cities to target. Make sure those are on your itinerary.
Absolutely. And the food really shines on Ama. I love that Bavarian Lunch.
Yeah.
Cannot say enough good things about the Bavarian Lunch. And that room we had, the AB category room.
Incredible.
Top notch.
Overall, just an incredible trip, and I'm so glad we got to take it together.
Absolutely.